Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. This is exciting. This is Monday. We are February 10th in Black History Month. And I just would like to say, I think a lot of people are on a high from last night Super Bowl performance from Kendrick Lamar. So happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday as you come on in. Let me play my theme music. I really wish I could play Kendrick's wop, 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 wop. I mean, if anybody was alive and well and had the opportunity to check out Kendrick Lamar's performance last night, I think you would get a chance to see why everyone is talking about his performance, the Super Bowl, and all the things in between. As you know, you are tuned to the Madam Prezident Morning Show. So thank you so very much. In the words of Jigga, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me. I appreciate that. Please do not forget, this show is brought to you by FlyNubianMoney.com. Again, this show is brought to you by FlyNubianMoney.com. Feel free to text Queens to 87948. This is what's required if you want to get your money up. Also, too, if you want to keep up with all things Madam President, text Madam to 87948. Text the word Madam to 87948. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. I would just like to say, wow. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. And I'm just going to hop right on into it really quickly. You already know what we do every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We start the show, but most of all, we say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to see this day. You know the desires of our heart. You know what our needs are. We just ask that you continue to be a source in our life. We love you. We appreciate you. We do not exist without your okay. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, we got that good prayer out the way. Let me know where you're from. I'm Madam President with a Z. I'm from Chicago, born and raised, but I live in Atlanta, ATL. You know what they say, Atlanta is not a real place. But let's just talk about what's going on with the Super Bowl. I got to show y'all. I got to get your hype with me. I'm not going to leave this energy just, you know what I like to say. It's not going to be about, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. So I was just checking out some of the last night's event. And of course, you know how we was like, no, we ain't doing no Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. But then eventually that all faded over time. I mean, one minute we were boycotting the Super Bowl, and then the next minute it was like quarterbacks are black, and then it just all faded. I don't know. I can't keep up. I feel like the woman who was going into there was a viral video. A woman was going into Dunkin' Donuts, and she had a picture of the Dunkin' Donuts, and she said, "Are we in tour with these people before I go ahead and get me an ice mocha? Okay, I just need to know, are we done with these people or not?" That's what it feels like being black in America. It's like we got goddamn beef all the time. But anyways, I just would like to say that yes, Kendrick Lamar, you already know the situation, him, Drake, the beef, but the man came to, before I even get into the halftime show, can we just talk about how the freaking Eagles put these people on their ass? I am not a football person who just watches football sun up to sundown. I am not the person who can tell you what every play is, but I can tell you when a person is sacking, when a person is a quarterback is getting their passes through. I can tell you when there's an interception. And what I will say is the defense of the Eagles, there was only one team that came to play a Super Bowl game, and that team walked away with the championship. So give it up for the Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Eagles. Let me just find my stuff because I want to give the Eagles a big old Yes. All day, every day. Also, too, as I was saying, the halftime show, this happens every performance. You get the opportunity to see who is doing what. I will say Usher, we had Usher last year, and Usher is a tough act to follow. Usher is just a tough act to follow. So take a look at this right here. Let me.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Someone better squabble. Reincarnated, I was stargating. Life goes on, honey, to hug my babies. Yeah. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot tea, keep a horn on me that could buy CIP. Ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off in my feet. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Mustard on a beat, bro, deep out, any rap, he a free throw, man down, call like ambulance, tell him breathe. Let them boys get across, they walk around like peas. What's up with these Dragonio, trying to see Compton. In the street in Haiti, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Hey, I'm John Stockton. Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull. Walking down the whole time, I know he got some hoe. Extort, bully the fro. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. I'm John Stock. To any that talk torment and love, just make sure you hide your little sister from them.
Can we just say that anytime your enemy is willing to look in the camera and say your name, they don't give a damn. They are ready to go to war. Anytime your enemy is on a national stage and they look in the camera and say your name, they are saying, I don't give a damn about you. And I mean, this man has sunned him. I think my sister says she's born and raised in New York. Yo, son, he has sunned him. Drake is like, yeah, I can see why Drake is wearing Borets. I can see why Drake is wearing, Borets and doing duck lips in the mirror, because Kendrick Lamar is on that grown man shit and Drake is not. Anyways, this is not going into a Drake beef. I also would like to talk about, me, let's talk about the intellectuals as along with the entertainment. So I look at this and I said, well, we can always entertain the NFL, but I don't think that we can coach it. So I did a little research, and according to, as of February 10th, 2025, the NFL has 4 Black head coaches: Mike Tomlin, Todd Bowles, Raheem Morris, and DeMarco Ryans. So I don't know, but it just seems as if some of my research is saying that over the 25 seasons from 2000 to 2024, 31 of 173 new NFL head coaches, approximately 18% were Black. You mean to tell me we got a field that's over 90% Black men, but the head coach position is only 18%? However, during that same period, 8 of the 19 head coaches, 42%, fired after their first full season were Black. That means that every time a Black man get an opportunity to be the head coach in the NFL, baby, you got one shot. You don't get 2, 3, 4, and 5. You got one shot. All right, so this talks about just basically highlighting the challenges Black coaches faces in attaining and retaining head coach positions. Let's talk about this. So you mean to tell me our son play the game, but the men who birthed the sons can't coach it? I don't believe in it. But this is just another form of the supremacy. But, we're not here to talk about that. But I want you to understand that the supremacy is the thing that has us doing halftime shows while they have an ecosystem that is continuously generating generational wealth. All right, let's talk about this, because as you talk about the generational wealth aspect, let's talk about how the NFL was able to keep their money. They didn't stop becoming a 501c6 until 2015. Listen to this really quickly, because I want you all to understand, and I'm going to get back into the performance. All right. So how about it's all a distraction? Why talk color? I'm just saying this isn't healthy. I want to talk about this too, but I don't want to. Real truth, real growth. This person says, how about it's all a distraction? Why talk color? I'm just saying this isn't healthy, and it's bigger fish to fry. It's always healthy to discuss reality. It doesn't matter if you decide to discuss reality or not. It's happening, okay? No matter what part of the conversation you want to have, it's going to happen. So I don't have to talk about fatal crashes in cars, but every second of the day they are happening. So just know that you don't have to be a part of the conversation for it to be happening around you. So just keep that in mind for all of my people who feel like some things don't need to be discussed. Some things don't, and some things do. Also, as I was talking about the 501c6 nonprofit organization that was the NFL, I just want you all to understand that from 1942 to 2015, the NFL League Office, which handles the operation, rulemaking, and management, was classified as a 501c6 under the IRS code. Listen to this. 501c6 status is for trade associations, chambers of commerce, and professional leagues like PGA and NHL, not charities, but organizations that promote an industry. We always talk about these wealth dynamics, right? We talk about, you got to set your trust up. You got to, get your child life insurance and have $1 million policy and cash out on it. I'm showing you right here where a system has set up its own wealth entity from 1942 to 2015, okay? So also, here's the interesting thing. The NFL teams, this status, the 501c6, the status exempted the league office from paying federal income taxes on its revenue, though individual teams were always taxed normally. So you mean to tell me an entity that has billions flowing was able to not pay federal income taxes? I don't think you all understand how systemic these kinds of things are, and how this is it's like having the machine to cash in your backyard, and you just like, I'm headed to the store, let me just print out a 20. That's what it's like. That's what it's like when you are the creator of an entity, when you are a creator of tax laws, when you are the creator of the judicial system. I would love to say that this is the space where the rules just don't apply the same. All right. So let's just talk about how critics argue that calling the league office a nonprofit was misleading, since it still facilitated multi-billion-dollar deals. So guess when the NFL decided that they're going to drop the nonprofit BS? That was in 2015. Could you imagine if your grandparents could keep their could keep their federal taxes from 1942 to 2015? Do you understand that your entire family's lineage is changed by being able to keep a large sum of your income? But okay, I know you all don't want this kind of stuff for yourself personally, but you understand completely this kind of stuff on an organizational level. How is that possible? How? So anyways, NFL, Kendrick Lamar did a great job. I just also want to show you that he brought Samuel L. Jackson in. Don't forget, you are tuned to flynubianmoney.com. This is the place where, you know, women have a voice. You should stay connected with flynubianmoney.com. Text Queens to 87948. Also, if you want to keep up with Madam President, text Madam to 87948. Also, I just want to show you some more of the set. All right. I'm going to share my screen right here. Say Drake. Yeah. Let me show you right here. I just want you to see Samuel L. Jackson. This was intentional.
Too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. Nobody remember me.
All right, so did you get a chance to see that American flag? Did you also get a chance to see the American flag, and also Samuel L. Jackson obviously playing Uncle Sam? He is the orchestrator, the person who is communicating throughout the entire Super Bowl performance. Also, Kendrick Lamar takes his performance into 4 parts, where it is the PlayStation keys. He has a 0, a X, the triangle, and I believe this is a Squid Games phenomenon. This is an example of the Squid Games, because of course in the Squid Games it has the poor fighting for wealth while the wealthy look and enjoy. So interesting enough, you know, he gets the stage of the wealthy, you know, to convey this message. But I would like to say, hey, good job. Say Drake. I also think that Kendrick Lamar, I was wondering, is this enough? I've seen some people talk about the NFL, and I've seen some people talk about our position. They say, oh, we got a black quarterback. We got 2 black quarterbacks that's playing in the NFL game. They say, oh, we got the halftime show. And I just want to know, is it enough? When I read you the statistics of the NFL withholding federal income taxes from 1942 to 2015, is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough to be a halftime artist? Is it enough to be a quarterback to correct some of the challenge that Black people have been faced with over the length of time? I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking you, is it enough? Is it enough to just be the quarterback, to be the halftime, to be on the halftime show? Is that enough? Does it fix everything? Is it a new start to something different? Kanye West made a tweet. You already know Kanye West is just going to be Kanye West, but he made a tweet. Kanye West said, hey, you got Puffy in jail. And some people will argue and say his ass need to be there. And he said, you got one guy that's, you know, on the stage for the Super Bowl. But if I can just highlight this a little further, I would tell you that you have millions in jail. You have millions in jail. And, you know, you have 2 playing the Super Bowl. You have 2, I mean, you have hundreds in the game. But is it enough? When we talk about this conversation since 1942, they had federal income taxes, you know, not paying them. So they've been doing what they've been doing to orchestrate wealth for a very long time. Also, in that, I will say that they created, you know, DEI has all been coming to an end. So they created, the NFL used to have something at the end zone that stated "end racism," and they removed that. They removed that saying and replaced it with "choose love." I was reading this article. According to the NFL spokesperson, Brian McCarthy, he said this change was made to inspire unity, and uplift spirits in light of recent national tragedies, including wildfires in Southern California, a terrorist attack in New Orleans, and a plane crash in Washington, D.C. However, there were some people from the Morning Brew that said the timing of this change has led to speculation about potential political motivations, especially since President Trump attendance at the Super Bowl. President Trump has previously criticized NFL players for kneeling during the national anthem as a protest against racial injustice. Despite these speculations, the NFL has denied any connection between the slogan change and the president's attendance. Well, I will say that, they changed the slogan from end racism to choose love. And I think it's, I personally don't love it. And the reason that I don't is because it's too much of a collection. Ending racism is very clear. It's very concise. Choosing love can mean anything. But when you say end racism, that's very, very, very precise. That's very clear. And the NFL could end racism itself if it decided to keep its head coaches, hire Black coaches, hire more Black coaches, give more Black coaches opportunity besides a freaking, one season to hit or miss. That's what I will say. Also, I will say that having this research at my fingertips, having this information, I'm a person who can think about this entire world from, the beginning. And my thing is, from the beginning, if all of the NFL, if we owned, if segregation was in place today and there were no integrating of Black players, coaches, and white players and coaches, what would there have ever been an NFL? And would there just be two, similar to the baseball? We had our own baseball team at one point. Then they recruited Jackie Robinson, and then that's when there was this continuous integration into taking our best athletes into a place where, they only choose who they wanted to choose. It changed everything. All that to say that I am Madam President with a Z, and I am leaving you with the question. And this question is, if the NFL was segregated as long as it had its, 501c6, what would that have done for Black economics? This is just a question. I don't know. I'm posing this question. How much money would we have generated? How frequent, would there just be be about talent and not about this person being a Black quarterback? Everybody on the field would be Black. So who cares? So I don't know. I'm just posing the question. What economic gains would Black people have if there was no integration into sports? You tell me. Let me know. I'm Madam President with a Z. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. All right. I'm out. Have a good day.